Evening, folks. Welcome to Everyday KT number 179. It's Kevin Thompson and KT, however you want to call it. Tonight we're talking about grinding. Now, most everybody has some definition of what grinding is. Old school grinding, basically you got a bunch of stuff, you throw in a mill, and you just turn it between stones, and you go, and you go, and you go, and it takes forever, and eventually you get flour out the other end. Grinding. What happens? You grind long enough, you wear something down. You know, you've always got the Miley Cyrus grinding. We're not going to get into that today because I'm not her and I'm not doing that in a kilt. Grinding has a long history in video games. Everybody who's played a video game knows that the grind is how you get to the highest levels. And grinding sucks. Unless you're in a couple of games, otherwise grinding basically sucks. So then you have grinding in business. Business grinding. Grinding in business simply means you do the same thing over and over and over. Basically, you're calling someone. You're reaching out. You're trying to contact potential clients constantly, all day. You're hitting them up on DM. Your phone calls, your emails, your Facebook messages, whatever that might be, constantly, just going and going and going. So, will that lead to success? Most likely. It'll take you forever. But what happens when you grind something down? It's called grinding down for a reason. Because when you grind, it doesn't matter what thing you're doing. You're going to wear out. You're going to wear down. That's how you sharpen a knife. You grind it against a grinding stone to begin with. Then use a sharpening stone and a honing stone and a leather trap. What are you doing? Removing metal. You can only grind that knife blade so many times before there's nothing left. Same thing with a person. You can only grind so hard for so long before you burn out. So what do you do about that? Obviously grinding sucks. We all know it. Everybody knows it. Doesn't matter what type you're talking about. Even if you're watching Miley Cyrus do it, it still sucks. She's just crazy. So what else do you do? It's very, very simple. Know what you're doing. Instead of sitting there and grinding it out, casting out the biggest possible net to get every single fish in the pond, as it were. If you're only fishing for bass, why are you picking up the sunfish? Go after the bass. Know what the bass want and fish for them specifically. Spend a little bit more time on your delivery, on your bait, as it were, using the fishing metaphor still, and tailor your message to your client, the target client that you want. Don't sit there and say, I make widgets and they're awesome. Everybody come buy them. No. You say, I've got this thing. It's pretty cool. I could try to sell it to everybody, but let me think about this. Who really needs this? I think I know. I know that perfect people who could really, really use this thing. All right, let me get on Instagram and Facebook and look up these people, and boom, send. Spend more time figuring out who you're after. If you're making cookies, are you going to sell your amazing, homemade, super rich chocolate and fudge with peanut butter cookies to diabetics who are allergic to peanut butter? No. If you do the shotgun approach, they're in there. Why? You don't need to tell them that you're selling stuff because there's not a snowball's chance in hell they're going to buy it. Are you going to try to sell 5-pound weights to professional athletes? Probably not. They're well past 5 pounds. Are you going to sell a 57-inch kilt to a 3-year-old? No. A parent's not going to buy that size kilt for a 3-year-old. Why cast such a big net? So the grind casts that net. It casts it to everybody. Even a refined grind, you're still grinding it up, but you haven't narrowed that that group of people you're after very much. You need to target exactly who you want, how you want to reach them, and the way you're reaching them so that they respond well. Hey, Josh. So that's the first. If people are talking, I have no idea. Josh's comment was the first one. So if you're talking, I apologize. If you're trying to interact, I apologize. They're not coming through. It's raining like hell here. So the grind. You have to avoid that by intelligently figuring out what it is you have, who wants what you have, working either yourself or with someone to identify who wants what you have and will pay for it, how much they will pay, and how to reach them. Once you get all of those things done, you don't need a grinding wheel anymore. You have a very narrow scope, demographics that you can reach, and you don't have to grind. Instead of spending every day, 9 hours a day, talking to 500 people hoping you get one sale, you spend a third of that time researching. You spend the rest of it talking to people who actually want to buy your stuff. If I want to sell Kiltology books, who am I going to talk to? I'm going to talk to people who wear kilts because they probably are interested in this kind of stuff. I'm not going to go to the anti-kilt people and say, you want to buy my book? Because they won't care about it. So grinding is bad. It is something that people do when they really have a hard time figuring out how to get what they have in front of people that they want to sell to who are willing to pay for the product. So they sit there and they call every single person in the phone book, if they can find one, or they talk to every single person in somebody else's Facebook feed or somebody else's Instagram friend list, and they say, well, you want to buy my stuff? Because it's as cool as that other person's. That's definitely the hard way around. So the easy way to do this, spend more time understanding what you have and how you're going to get it in front of people, less time just trying to get, just talking to people. More time understanding what you have so that when you do talk to someone, it is worth it. So I know there's only a handful of you that are actually messaging, I don't know. So I'm just going to grab a Kiltology and we'll go this one. Hey, Kim. So I'm guessing tonight there's some kind of weird Wi-Fi thing because I've only seen one person all night. Well, here we go. Remember, we're talking about grinding, and how to avoid grinding is you be prepared for trying to articulate to someone exactly what you have, what it can do for them, and how your service or product can bring them value instead of how they can buy your stuff. So you're providing them value, solving a problem of theirs with something you have. Kiltology number 42. And it is not the answer to life, the universe, and everything, or the question. Be sure you are well armed when engaging in mental swordplay with a kiltie. You never know what he's capable of, and it is most likely a lot more than you expect. So underestimating someone, we've talked about that. Don't do it. So that's Everyday KT number 179, talking about how you shouldn't try to grind every day, all day, because you're going to kill yourself. Wear yourself out, beat yourself into a ground, and you'll be a miserable old person, horribly hating life before you hit 40. You don't want to do that. Get good at what you do, know what you're doing, and then understand who wants your stuff. Makes things a lot easier. So with that, I'll let you go, and I will talk to you tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll try one of those other silly video things. Those Instagram boomerang videos are kind of fun. Anyway, you'll have something in the morning. I don't know what it is. We'll figure it out tomorrow. Till then, be strong. Put a kilt on.